The global scandal of the year has turned out to be something that many people had already suspected, with some stars hinting at it as much as they could. What do IV drips, kidnappings, fear, and Justin Bieber have in common? And did The Simpsons really predict this yet again? Rapper, producer, billionaire, and media mogul Diddy has now officially been arrested and faces multiple felony charges. This story has enough theories and versions that will make you completely rethink your perception of Hollywood, the entertainment industry, and specific celebrities. I assure you today, you'll get up to speed with the biggest scandal of the year, perhaps even the decade, in a fast, fact-based, and engaging way. If you like this quick format, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button to support this video. Rumors about Diddy's criminal activities have circulated for years. Here's a quick background. Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, P. Diddy, or simply Diddy, is a hip-hop artist, businessman, and producer. One of two rappers whose net worth surpassed $1 billion. The first being Jay-Z, who coincidentally has close connections with Diddy. Sean gained his fame back in the 90s, with ambitions to be #1, the most talked about and the wealthiest, which led him into producing music. In the 90s, he collaborated with rapper Notorious B.I.G., who in turn had confrontations with Tupac Shakur. Shakur's fate, shot in Las Vegas, is well known, and for years there have been rumors and speculations pointing towards Sean Combs as the mastermind behind the tragedy. Eminem even alluded to this jokingly in his song Kill Shot. Imagine how notorious Diddy's dark side must be if Eminem immediately felt compelled to apologize afterward in the same song.
Diddy put the hit out, they got pop kill, I'm just playing, Diddy. You know I love you.
By the 2000s, Diddy had become a superstar with numerous hits, immense wealth, a thriving business, and a public romance with Jennifer Lopez. Over time, however, he faded into the background as a performer, with fewer mentions in entertainment circles. Instead, he gained attention for being a businessman and a behind-the-scenes figure involved in controversial ventures. Should these allegations be proven, Diddy might be facing a life sentence. Currently, authorities are monitoring him to prevent any rash actions, and there are reports suggesting he is experiencing paranoia, refusing food for fear it may be poisoned. To proceed chronologically, before Diddy was accused of organizing depraved sex parties, isolated reports of violence had already surfaced in the media. In May, American singer Cassie Ventura accused her ex, Diddy, of physical abuse. CNN aired footage showing him throwing her to the floor, dragging her by her clothes, and assaulting her. These events are said to have taken place 8 years ago. Cassie alleged that Diddy had raped her, made her dependent on alcohol and other substances, forced her to have sex with other men, and filmed these encounters. The footage is rather distasteful. For those interested in the real story with actual footage where available, I'll post it on my Telegram later. So follow the link in the description and subscribe as we add exclusive content there that YouTube won't allow. It's telling that Diddy settled the case out of court just 1 day after the lawsuit was filed. Why would he do that if he were innocent? Subsequently, several more allegations emerged. In one case, a woman claimed that in the 1990s, she was drugged and raped by Diddy, who also filmed the ordeal and circulated it online. Another accusation involved a 17-year-old girl who was allegedly raped in a group setting. Yet another woman claimed she was assaulted after drinking wine that seemed to contain more than just alcohol. She immediately felt ill. All these events allegedly took place during the 1990s and early 2000s, leading us to today's unfolding story. Even today, the world continues to talk about Diddy's house, where infamous sex parties took place. The victims were subjected to exhaustion for days, coerced into acts against their will. That's why rooms in the house were equipped almost like medical centers. Over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants were also discovered. Anyone who attended these parties organized by Diddy has faced scrutiny. Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Affleck, and Jay-Z. A separate story will cover them, as well as Jennifer Lopez and Justin Bieber. Let's get right into the Bieber story. There is speculation that Bieber was not there as a participant, but as a victim. In this footage, Bieber was only 14 years old, and in the video, Diddy talks about how great it was spending 2 days together. A 40-year-old man with a 14-year-old boy. Bieber visibly appears depressed in this footage. We all know that over the years, Justin Bieber has displayed strange behavior, struggled with addictions, and dealt with a complex inner world. Could this be related to the rapper's parties? It seems possible. For example, during those years, his career skyrocketed, and yet in songs like Lonely, he spoke about paying a high price for fame. Most people know his background, how his mom uploaded a video on YouTube, and he became an overnight sensation. But what was happening behind the scenes? Because in reality, his biography suggests that the clips started getting uploaded, popularity found him, producers came into his life, and suddenly he was a sensation. But what price for fame is he really referring to? And what does the yummy music video mean now, in which grown adults, not particularly affectionate, are enjoying desserts? Could it be an allegory suggesting that ultimately, young Bieber became the producer's dessert, becoming a global star soon after? Bieber went on to release one successful pop track after another and was even present at the same event as President Obama. The dress code for Diddy's parties was reportedly all white. In the yummy music video, Justin dances with adults all dressed in white. Many also noted that tears were seen in Bieber's eyes, not in the music video, but in footage from behind the scenes. Everything about this is strange. Bieber's meteoric rise, his fear of speaking in front of Diddy, and the excessive attention from a grown man toward a young boy. It all appears suspicious. And then there's the mysterious death of another well-known artist. In 1999, Aaliyah, a popular R&B singer who was dating Jay-Z at the time, tragically passed away. She was being compared to Beyonce, a young, promising singer who would eventually marry Jay-Z. Aaliyah died in a plane crash in 2001, and rumors began circulating that it was orchestrated by Jay-Z and Diddy, two friends, in an effort to promote Beyonce's career, and that Beyonce knew about it. There's a lot of current discussion about a J. Cole track that came out 10 years ago. The title and chorus of the track sounds similar to Beyonce's last name, She Knows. Beyonce's last name, Knowles, sounds quite close to Nose. Do you play poker? Join Free Roll Hunter on Club GG for fully anonymous crypto poker featuring daily free roll tournaments and a variety of cash game rooms. Win big with no buy-in required and enjoy instant payments for your winnings. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, our community welcomes all players. Don't miss the action. Sign up today and let the games begin. In the song, J. Cole says, "Rest in peace, Aaliyah," and then continues with "She Knows." It seems like an indirect reference to Beyonce. Today, there's almost no doubt that J. Cole was hinting at this, essentially stating that Beyonce was aware. The most popular comments under the music video in America are about this, that J. Cole knew everything, and only now are people realizing it. There's also renewed speculation around the death of Michael Jackson, who had connections with Diddy. The pop star was often linked to children in a scandalous context. Some believe those stories, while others don't. But now his death seems even more suspicious. Could he have known something that led to his demise? For instance, there are discussions around a phone call Michael made to a friend, saying that he was about to be taken out. However, we can't be certain of the authenticity of that conversation. And those who believe in the mystical power of numbers will now find something eerie. In 2002, after Aaliyah's death, the popular singer Lisa Left Eye Lopez also died accidentally in a car crash in Honduras while seeking treatment for addiction. In that same J. Cole song, after he says "Rest in peace, Aaliyah," he also mentions Michael Jackson and Left Eye, Lisa Lopez. It seems to imply a connection between all three deaths. Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, and Lisa Lopez, all accidental deaths. And coincidentally, all three friends, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy, were born on the 4th day of the month. Interpret that however you like. Many mocked Kanye West for his odd behavior and performance art, but now people are revisiting his words, saying maybe now we understand what he was implying. The controversial 2016 music video Famous seemingly says it all. It depicts the aftermath of an orgy and the infamous white party, with participants who look suspiciously like Rihanna, Chris Brown, Kim Kardashian, and Donald Trump. Incidentally, Trump once mentioned in an interview that Diddy was generally a nice guy.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
The conflict between Kanye West and Taylor Swift also appears in a different light now. In 2009, during the MTV Video Music Awards, Kanye West stormed the stage and interrupted Taylor Swift, bombarding her with criticism. This event marked the beginning of a long-standing feud between the two artists, and according to Kanye himself, radio stations began to stop playing his songs. But think about it. What impact could this conflict have had on radio stations? It appears that someone instructed these stations not to associate with him.
But every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really?
There's now speculation that Kanye may have been trying to keep Taylor away from the backstage horrors associated with Diddy. However, given her future career, her massive success, and her continued involvement in the music scene, it seems he was unsuccessful. In Eminem's latest album, released just a few months ago, he subtly but unmistakably hinted at Diddy's criminal activities in a track called Fuel. These hints became apparent only after Diddy's arrest this past week. Listen to it first.
Got so many essays.
The rapper uses the abbreviation S.A as a reference to sexual assault, while also playing on the homophone essays and the Mexican Spanish term easy, which means friend. Later, Eminem plays with the spelling of rapper.
Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he?
If you remove a P, it becomes raper, which sounds like rapist. Later in the track, Eminem says, P did he, and if you say it quickly, it sounds like P. Diddy. In this way, the rapper cleverly replaced Diddy's nickname with rapist. This is now widely believed to be a reference to Diddy. I hope my explanation is clear. Diddy was arrested on September 17th. The investigation had been ongoing for 6 months, and it was already apparent that he couldn't have acted alone. Diddy was denied bail, despite offering his lavish $50 million Miami mansion, the sale of his private jet, and assurances that he wouldn't contact his victims. More than 50 individuals have already been questioned in the case. Over the years, numerous celebrities have attended Diddy's infamous gatherings. When the details of these parties emerged, the public quickly began to view stars like Jennifer Lopez, Ashton Kutcher, Leonardo DiCaprio, Usher, and others as potentially complicit. Do you have suspicions about what went on at those parties? They were referred to as the king of parties, with different levels of access depending on status, desires, wealth, and other factors. Authorities discovered weapons in the house, as well as hundreds, if not thousands, of bottles of baby oil and lubricants. I think it's pretty clear what those were used for. Also found were IV drips to revive victims after violent incidents involving alcohol and other substances. Numerous testimonies from potential victims describe incidents ranging from rape to being sold into sexual slavery. Formal charges have not yet been filed, but there's mounting information about the kidnapping of children who were allegedly sold for the same purposes carried out in Diddy's home. We aren't diving deeper into this at the moment to avoid making unsubstantiated claims. Justin Bieber's involvement is particularly shocking. There's footage of a young Bieber with Diddy, visibly depressed, amid his growing fame and addiction issues. Many victims have spoken about Diddy getting them hooked on substances. Now, the references to those hellish parties are clear. Victims claim that everything was recorded for future blackmail purposes. What could have been captured on those tapes? It's hard to fathom the extent of darkness and horror, but there is also the suggestion that someone's career could take off after these events, which gives rise to many thoughts. It's now difficult to view anyone who rose to fame in the pop genre during the late 2000s without suspicion. Even without Bieber's horror story, the same can be said for Taylor Swift, whom Kanye tried to protect, and Rihanna, whose popularity exploded with the hit Umbrella, where Jay-Z played a pivotal role in helping the young singer. We've already discussed Jay-Z's connection to Diddy, and he was naturally also present at those parties. Why would a globally famous billionaire rapper choose to single out Rihanna if there were no hidden reasons behind it? Why has Diddy repeatedly tried to settle such cases out of court? And why now is he trying to escape from jail by offering his most valuable possessions instead of quietly waiting to be proven right and to prove his innocence? Does he perhaps intend to engage in some behind-the-scenes maneuvering to let everything slide just as he may have done before? It's now undeniable that the hints rappers have dropped about the dark activities Diddy has been involved in for years were not coincidental, but consider his influence. No famous individual has openly spoken about it. Even Bieber, now a leading figure in pop music, appears to be fearful. There is, however, speculation that Bieber is cooperating with the authorities and will soon reveal all the necessary details, though for now he may be keeping a low profile to avoid interfering with the ongoing investigation. But online support for Bieber has collapsed. Every comment seems to imply that society no longer doubts what he went through to achieve his fame, and why focus solely on Bieber? Have you ever seen Eminem, someone known for taking down other rappers and destroying careers with his disses, always fearlessly confronting anyone, apologize for a single line? He only did it once, and it was, of course, to Diddy. This can only mean fear even for someone as powerful as Eminem. We won't present this as fact, but rumors of the mayor of New York attending these parties are actively being discussed, along with testimony from Diddy's former bodyguard, who allegedly disclosed details of the dark parties Diddy organized at private spas. Honestly, I haven't seen any concrete information on these connections, but I can't help feeling suspicious. As for Megan Fox, we can't say when she started attending these gatherings or in what capacity, but she also rose to fame in the late 2000s and early 2010s without any notable talents. Yet she still became a global star. As a star, she even dated Machine Gun Kelly at one of Diddy's parties. Machine Gun Kelly, a rapper who had previously been somewhat niche, performing in packed clubs, noticeably shifted his career trajectory over the last few years. Around the time he began dating Megan Fox, his work started gaining significant attention. But there's another noteworthy change. Diddy became his producer. While we can't directly tie Machine Gun Kelly to the parties, there is clearly some connection. In the West, an episode of The Simpsons is now being widely discussed. This episode allegedly shows Diddy's infamous white parties, choruses, many guests dressed in white, armed guards, and a woman who bears a striking resemblance to Beyonce. Either the writers of The Simpsons are clairvoyant geniuses, or those involved in the show's content have connections to powerful people. It's hard to say. Diddy's wealth is also questionable. He's never been recognized as a top rapper, not in the top 5, and he's not among the top businessmen either. Yet he lives with influence as if he were the industry's top figure. Why is that? Could it be due to the dirt he has on influential people and the money he earns by providing illicit services? Comment below, do you believe Diddy is really involved in all this, or do you think it's all exaggerated? And generally, have you lost faith in Hollywood and global show business, or had you always suspected this? For those who still have doubts or think I'm a conspiracy theorist, I've never been a believer in such theories, by the way. Consider this: all the hints from influential figures, the facts, allegories, victim testimonies, and the adventures of the rich and famous, all in white suits, are always connected to Diddy. There's no way these things aren't linked. Why would Leonardo DiCaprio, Ashton Kutcher, rappers, artists, and even possibly politicians continuously dress in white and attend Diddy's parties to drink champagne? It's ridiculous, especially after finding thousands of bottles of baby oil and lubricants in his house. Think for yourselves, if you believe in such coincidences. I guess I'm not the one who's naive. I just don't think it's possible for so many people to be involved without someone speaking out openly. Maybe Diddy isn't even the most powerful person in that hierarchy. Perhaps there's someone above him and he's simply the central figure now, wielding influence thanks to others higher up, acting as a shield or roof for them. But that's more in the realm of conspiracy. What we're seeing now, his arrest, the charges, and the items found in his home are all beyond doubt. For uncensored videos about Diddy and other materials, subscribe to my Telegram. The link is in the description. If you like this fast format and how I explain things, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more like this.